YouTube, what's good? Happy Wednesday. We got about 5 orders to pack up and ship out. A little bit of a light day today. Let's see what's shipping. First off on what's shipping, we got a pair of Air Jordan 7s Hair Edition, one of the classic Air Jordan 7s. These are heading to Virginia for about $175 plus shipping. Obviously, because of the Last Dance hype, a lot of the OG colorways, OG silhouettes are kind of going for a little more money, or people are just buying them now, which makes sense to me because these are some of the best sneakers that got me into sneaker collecting personally. So, you know, Air Jordan Retros, it is what it is. That's what's next on What Ship. Next up on What Ship, we got another Air Jordan Retro. This is the French Blue Air Jordan 12. Another great classic sneaker. This one is used in very good condition. These are heading out to North Carolina for about $260 shipped. And that's what's next on What Ship. Next up on What Ship, we got a size 12 in the Air Jordan 3 Infrared 23. This is a pretty good colorway. It's kind of like an OG-esque colorway. If you can't get the white cement, settle for the OG, well, wannabe OG Infrared 23. These are heading out to Indiana, and that's what's next on What Ship. Next up on What Ship, we got a pair of the Air Jordan 6 History of Spizike. I probably said it once or twice when I've sold these in the past. These used to go for so much bread, man, like $350, $400. This pair sold for like $140 shipped. It's heading to PA, and that's what's next on What Ship. Last up on What Shipping, we have a pair heading to Louisiana. To be honest, I haven't even wanted to really sell these. I've just been buying them because I think they're gonna go up a lot in a year or two. Anyway, dude saw that I had a lot of these, or I was asking to buy a lot on Instagram. He hit me up on the DM. He said, yo, do you have a size 11? I said, yeah. I love when people ask for something, they hear the price and they just pay. You know, it's a beautiful thing when someone wants something, and regardless of like $10, $20 difference, if they were to buy it somewhere else, they just like support the person that they reached out to. So, you know, he kept it 100. He bought them. They're heading to Louisiana for about $260 shipped. Again, I think these are gonna hit like $350. Just give it some time. The white toe box, very good sneaker. Imagine the sneaker instead of purple was red, it would be a Chicago. So definitely a great sneaker. And that's what's next and last on the day for What's Shipping. YouTube, was good? It is Thursday. I'm in here packing some stuff up. The sidewalk outside the store is still getting worked on. Hopefully it'll be done by Monday. I'm hoping to start taking appointments, like real appointments, when people can come in and look around in like 2 to 3 weeks. Hopefully, tentatively. Anyway, we got like 5 or 6 orders. I definitely need to update the eBay store soon. Let's see what's shipping. First off, heading to Tennessee, we got this Columbus Blue Jackets jersey. I don't really know much about this jersey. Sold it for the low, like 40 or 50 shipped. Definitely in really good condition. And that's what's next on What Ship. Next up, we have an order that came in this morning, actually. These are heading to Florida. This is the Air Jordan 1 Mid Respect Derek Jeter edition. I actually paid like $70 in store credit for these. They sold on eBay for $105 shipped. So I'm basically breaking even roughly. I might make like 10 bucks. Don't really mind it. Just wanted to get rid of these. At first I kind of thought I overpaid on them. They're like kind of beat up. They're mids, not really that sought after, but it's Derek Jeter, so I figured they'd sell, and eventually they did. Anyway, these are heading to Florida, and that's what's next on What Shipping. Next up on What Shipping, we have a pair of Yeezy Static non-reflectives. These are pre-owned, size 11. Price on these definitely went up. These are going for like $450 new. This pair sold for $275 used. Heading to Wyoming. Not a bad deal if you're looking for them. And that's what's next on What Shipping. Next up on What Shipping, we got this beautiful Marcus Camby white champion replica jersey. There's not a mark on this. This is like a super rare, super nice piece. Sold for about 100 shipped on eBay. It's heading to Canada. Funny story about Marcus Camby. I went to UMass one time. Me and my friend walked by him and a couple other people who were there, I guess on a meeting or something like that. And we were indulging in some things that college kids indulge in, and they really like the smell of it. So if you know Marcus Camby, you can imagine what I'm talking about. Anyway, this jersey's heading out, and that's what's next on What Shipping. Next up on What Shipping, we got a 2-pair combo heading to Missouri. First off, we got the Air Jordan 13 Black Cat. Black Cats actually go for a lot of money now, in good condition and brand new, so if you see them, definitely grab them. Next pair going out is this pair of Air Jordan 5 Black Supremes. This is size 11. I honestly wanted to try to wear these because I have 11.5 brand new. I don't want to break them out, but they're just a little too small. So this used pair is heading out with the Black Cat 13s. Still has the Supreme keychain and all that. Shouts to the dude who found these on eBay and hit us up via Instagram and wanted both pairs. We're going to ship these out together. And that's what's last on the day for what's shipping. YouTube, what's goody? It is Friday. Sidewalk outside is almost fixed. Once the sidewalk is fully fixed, we will finally organize in here and set up some type of social distancing curbside pickup service. As for right now, we got a few more items to pack up. It's funny because last night, well, yesterday afternoon, I said, oh, I have off tomorrow, I don't have to pack up any items. And now I have about 9 items to pack up. So shouts to overnight, shouts to everyone shopping on eBay and POSHMARK. We actually have one POSHMARK sale from last night. So let's see what's shipping. I think I'm just going to start off with what I think is the best out of what's shipping today. This is a pair of starter Golden State Warriors shorts, size large. Man, these are really nice. I wish they were my size. I had these up for like $300 for a long time, just because, you know, some stuff I don't really necessarily want to sell. I don't really mind holding on to these and keeping them. I ended up dropping the price to about $250, and someone offered me $150 plus shipping, and I accepted it. The reason I accepted it roughly is because I've just been buying so many jerseys, man. It's crazy. So sometimes you got to recoup the money. These have just been sitting in my living room. They're way too small for me, so they're heading to a new home. These sold, and they're heading to Illinois, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have a very nice Boston Red Sox Daisuke Matsuzaka jersey. This is a size 52. I've had this for a really long time. Kind of sentimental story on how I actually found this jersey. I was at a flea market. I saw a dude who had like 2 luggage cases filled with clothing just coming out of them. He was this old Indian guy, like smoking some weird looking cigar / cigarette thing. And I really didn't find anything that whole day, and I was like, dang, man, I gotta find something. So I literally go through all these luggage containers that were just overloading with dirty clothing, and I find this jersey and another Daisuke jersey, a red one, that actually already sold. But what was crazy is you just like, this was like in the bottom, and it's in really, really clean condition. Obviously, I put it through the laundry like a couple times, but it's just crazy. And I ended up paying like $2. He was like, I ended up getting, I think, 2 for $5. It was crazy, man. This piece sold for about $40 plus shipping. It's heading to Massachusetts. It's a really nice piece. I almost didn't accept the offer, but again, I've just been buying so many new jerseys for the store and new sneakers for the store, so it's good to keep turning the inventory. So this is a really nice piece. He's definitely going to be happy with this one, regardless if I found it for $2 or not. It's the hustle, man. Anyway, that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have a pair of women's Nike Dunk highs. These are heading to Puerto Rico, and it's funny, I've actually sold these Dunks like 3 or 4 different times for different prices on eBay, but every single time the people cancel it because they don't read the description that says that these are a women's 9.5 and not a men's 9.5. Finally, the dude from Puerto Rico copped them. I messaged him. I said, yo, you sure you know these are women's 9.5? He said, yes, I do. So these are heading out for about $100 plus shipping, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got this pair of Air Force Ones. These are really fire, but they don't sell for much, which is sad. These only sold for like $50 plus shipping or $60 plus shipping. I've had them up for forever. These are heading to Florida. Classic AF1s, man. And that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got a pair of Nike Gone Fishing Foamposite Premiums. It's actually a really rare sneaker, especially brand new. Comes with the little net inside, as you can see, hopefully. These sold for about $200 plus shipping. They're heading to Virginia. Had them up for quite some time, so I'm definitely glad to get them out. As you can see, Flight Club sticker, $325. I think they're going a lot more than that now, brand new, but these were used, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got a pair heading to Texas. This is a Vapor Max Mock. I actually have a pair of these in my size. I haven't worn them yet. These are actually 11.5, which is my size, but these run super small, so I usually go up a half size. These are in really good condition. The acronym edition sold for about $150 shipped, something like that. And that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got this like Nike jumpsuit. I bought off some young boy who came in and wanted to trade up. I sold this for only like $40 plus shipping, which I think is pretty good since it's a jumpsuit's in really good condition. This heading to Florida, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got a pair of Nike Lunar Glide 4s, man. These are super, super comfortable if you know about that cushion technology by Nike back then. These are heading to Texas via Poshmark, heading out for like $60, and that's what's next on Last up on what's shipping for the day, we got this really nice Adidas Palace piece. The tag even says 180. Sold it on eBay for like 140. I had it for a long time. Really nice piece though. Didn't really market it much. It's been on eBay for a minute for like 200, 225. I just accepted 140 this morning, and dude paid right away. So definitely happy about it. And that is what's last on the day for what's shipping. YouTube, what is good today is Sunday. I'm in here packing up some orders, doing some curbside trades and buys and sales. Let's see what's shipping. First up on what's shipping, we got a pair heading to GOAT. This is the all black Vapor Max Plus. I call these the Batmans. I actually personally have a pair or two of these. Like this sneaker a lot. These are heading out to GOAT for about 180. We do have a damaged box, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got the Vapor Max 97. This is a U size 10 with no box, heading to a APO address, I believe it's called, which is, I think, a military address. These sold for about 100 plus shipping, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got a very quality pair of sneakers. This is the Air Max 1 Susan edition. Quality on these is crazy. These are heading to North Carolina. They sold for about $325 plus shipping. I would have thought that these would be like $400 or $500 by now, but they're not. Of course, after I sell them, they'll probably hike up another $100. That's usually how it goes. And that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got a pair heading to Vegas, Nevada. This is a Rajon Rondo Nike Zoom Hyper Enforcer PE shoe. Pretty cool sneaker if you're a Rondo fan or looking for a nice basketball sneaker for the low. These sold for about 100 plus shipping, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got a pair of Air Jordan 14s. These aren't in the best condition, but they sold for the low. These sold for about 100 bucks. Heading to New Jersey, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got an Atlanta Hawks Big Hawk Josh Smith jersey. Very nice piece right here. This is a 2XL. It's heading to Atlanta. Sold for a little over 100 bucks. One of the jerseys I really want in my collection is a Champion Authentic Big Hawk jersey. Extremely hard to find if you're a jersey head. You already know, like, I gotta pay like $800 if I want that. I might have to just settle for a Mitchell & Ness one of these days. Anyway, this sold for about 120 plus shipping, heading out to Atlanta, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have a pair that I bought for myself. I bought these off eBay quite some time ago. I think I paid like 40 or 50 shipped. I played some tennis in them, wore them around a bit, and then I put them back on eBay with no insoles and no box, and they sold for like 40 plus shipping. Definitely happy about that. These are heading out, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got an old pair of Nike Swingman New York Knicks shorts. These are heading to Virginia for about 75 plus shipping, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up, heading to PA, we got this crazy Pittsburgh on-field jersey. I think this is a Champion. Crazy piece right here. It's signed. I don't really know who this guy is. Not really sure if he went to the NFL. I doubt it. This I had up for a pretty high price because of the quality of the jersey and what it is, but eventually I dropped the price. Ended up selling it for 75 shipped. It's heading to Pittsburgh. Maybe it'll be resold for more, not really sure. Either way, that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have a pair that all of a sudden is starting to creep up. The Air Jordan 3 Mocha Edition. These obviously went on sale. Now all of a sudden they're selling for like 200 plus shipping. This pair is heading out, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got a pair of Air Force Ones. White on whites. Can't beat them. These sold for about 100 plus shipping, something like that. And that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got the Reebok Shacknosis. About to hypnotize you with these. These sold for like 30 plus shipping. They're heading out. And that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got a pair heading to Cali. This is the Air Jordan 1 High Gold Toe. These are a size 10 with no box. I think these sold for like $325 plus shipping. And that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got a beautiful jersey heading to Australia. Little backstory on this piece. This jersey is very easy to find in a size 56, 58, whatever. But in a 44, 48, this jersey is very, very rare. It is now May. Back in, I believe, January, I found a listing of this jersey, a size 44, for sale on eBay. The jersey was listed for 100 bucks. The only thing was the pictures were terrible quality, and the first picture was just this. So you couldn't really tell that it was a Champion. You couldn't really tell it was a 44. You couldn't really tell like how good the condition was. And it was listed for 100 plus shipping. Obviously, when I reviewed the jersey, saw the pictures, I realized that with better pictures, this jersey is super rare and it would go for a lot more. So being a new jersey Nets enthusiast, I had to cop it, put it back on eBay because I'm not a size 44. I had it up there for like $450, $400. Eventually we got an offer of $350 plus shipping and we took it. Reason I tell you guys this story is because there's so many flips out there right in front of your face. Get on eBay, POSHMARK, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, go to like whatever it is, do it and try to find stuff and flip it, because there's stuff right there that you could buy and flip on the same platform that you bought it from. Anyway, I'm sad to see this piece go. It's a beautiful one, and that's what's last for the day for What's Shipping. YouTube was good. Happy Monday. We got a couple orders to pack up and ship out. Thankfully, I did a lot of my orders yesterday. I got to catch up on the What's Shipping. I got to upload a new episode. Let's see what's shipping. First off, on What's Shipping, we have a pair that I want to talk about the most, probably the Air Jordan 13. I personally love Air Jordan 13s, but they don't really sell that well. Now with the Last Dance documentary, they have been sought after. So if you got some Air Jordan 13s in your collection, some OG colorways, and you're looking to make some bread, put them up on eBay or something right now, GOAT, StockX, whatever. You hear that outside, that's a brick cutter. They're cutting bricks outside my store. Sick day, man. Anyway, these are heading to Virginia for about like $175 shipped, and that's what's next on What's Shipping. Next up on What's Shipping, we have a pair of Zoom Freaks Giannis Antetokounmpo sneakers. I believe these are called the Rose Edition. These are heading overseas for $80 shipped. Beautiful condition on these, and that's what's next on What's Shipping. Next up on What's Shipping, we got a pair of Air Jordan 5 Grapes. These surprisingly sold within like a day on eBay. I think they're heading to Rhode Island for a little over $150 shipped. And that's what's next on What's Shipping. Next up on What's Shipping, we have a pair that sold last night. Definitely the Last Dance effect. This is the Air Jordan 3 Black Cement. Size 7U, sold for about $100 plus shipping. Definitely happy to get these out because, again, I don't really do too well with the GS. And that's what's next on What's Shipping. Next up on What's Shipping, we have another Last Dance effect. Air Jordan Michael Jordan Jersey Wizards. Size 56, stains, rips. This only sold for like $60 shipped. I had it up for a long time. If you thrift or go jersey hunting at flea markets, you probably find these all the time. Like, I used to find these all the time in 56 and big sizes. Now all of a sudden people want them. It's a great piece for sure, but anyway, this piece is heading out, and that's what's next on What's Shipping. Next up on What's Shipping, we have another Last Dance effect. Hashtag Last Dance effect. A lot of stuff is selling because of Last Dance, if you ask me, but it's great to see because a lot of these retros are classic and they should be priced higher than they already are. So these infrareds are heading out, a little beat up. Sold for a little more than $100 shipped, and that's what's next on What's Shipping. Last but not least on What's Shipping, we got a big order. 3 jerseys heading to China. Shouts to China one time, man. They definitely keep my jerseys moving for sure. The first one is this beautiful Antonio McDyess. This is a beaut, man, but it's a 56. Really nice jersey, really good condition. That's the first piece. I think this sold for about $70 or $75. Next piece is this Tim Duncan. This is a Reebok size 56 USA jersey. And the third piece is this white Tim Duncan. This is also a big guy. This is the authentic. All of these are heading to China in one box. Again, shouts to China. Shouts to everyone watching these videos too. And that is what's last for the day for What's Shipping.